What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to do a video on the front brakes on a 2006 to 2010 Volkswagen Jetta. You're going to need your basic tools. Take your tire off. You're going to need a ratchet, a 7mm hex socket right there, an extension. If you have one of these, it's a hammer ratchet. You're going to need that to take the little screw out on the rotor with a T30 bit. You're going to need your hammer to hit your ratchet if you have one. Some pliers, flathead screwdriver, and a 13/16. And I have my impact gun and some lube and your obvious jack. So you're going to want to pull this cover up so you can get to your brake fluid cap. Just take that cover right off for when we push the pistons back in the caliper. First thing we're going to want to do is remove this clip right here. Use your flathead screwdriver. Try to pop it out on the little holes like that. You should be able to just grab. There you go. Alright, next you got two plugs. You're going to want to remove those. And grab your 7mm hex. And break those bolts loose. This is where I'm going to use my impact gun. Sometimes these stick in there, so what you can do is grab your flathead screwdriver and go underneath. Just get onto the lip of the bolt. And push the bolt back so it'll come out, or else you won't be able to take the caliper off. See, now you can see that one's coming out. There we go. You can put some lube back on these. You can take them out and put some grease on them, or I'm going to use fluid film. So next brake job, hopefully they come out a little easier. Next thing we want to do, we want to get in here with our flathead and try to get that piston in a little bit, and then go on the inner side of your brake pad and just keep working that piston in. Just like that. You see your piston is pushed in now, so it'll be all set for your new pads. Pull your caliper off. You can pull your old brake pad out. And you can grab a zip tie or a bungee cord and zip tie it to your spring or your strut, or you can just set right here on the start itself. Now the other side, this is the passenger side. The driver's side, the brake pad we just took out has a sensor on it with a plug. There'll be a plug right here. You just take your flathead screwdriver and you go in and you just twist it a little bit and it lifts a little clip and you should be able to unplug it. Other than that, this side's the exact same. So you can pull this pad out. Now we can get to these two bolts, which this is where the 13/16 comes in. You're going to want to break those loose and take those out. And this will take the bracket off, the caliper bracket. Definitely helps to have a breaker bar. And you can grab your ratchet or impact, whatever you're working with. I know everyone don't have the conveniency to have an impact gun, so whatever you got, make it work. But you can pick one of these impact guns up right at Home Depot or Lowe's, something like that. I think I picked that up for like 200 bucks and it came with a drill as well. It's definitely worth getting for working on cars. You can just get a little bit that goes in for your 3/8, your 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever sockets you're going to use. All right, got your bracket off. Typically, which I see whoever I bought this car from must have snapped this bolt. But there's a little screw here, and that's where you need this hammer ratchet with the T30 bit, and you just put it in, give it a tap, loosen it up, take that screw out, and that would remove your rotor. You can see the bolt snapped off in there, rusted right over, so it's definitely been there for a while. The driver's side did have one. Guess I should have took the video on that side. But anyway, you get your rotor off. You can clean this all up, spray it with some lube, put some grease on it. I like this fluid film. I spray everything with it. Then you can grab your new rotor, stick that on. That's exactly how that would go. And like I said, you'd stick your screw back in. I'll fix that another time. But right now, we'll proceed to putting everything back together. Grab your bracket. Put that back in place with your bolts. Give them a shot of lube. Thread it in by hand first. So you having that little screw in keeps your rotor from flopping around like that. But once your tire's on, that won't do that anymore. So I guess it's just a conveniency thing. Helps you install everything. Alright, tighten these two bolts back up. I'll add the torque specs to the video. Straighten the wheel out. Spray these. Alright, grab your caliper. One of your brake pads will have these little tabs here. So we'll push them in here. Just like that. And grab your other pad. That just sits right in there, just like that. Unfortunately, I gotta hold that. And then your caliper on. Tighten those two 7mm hex bolts up. That'll hold your caliper in place. Okay, now you're gonna want to put your new clip back in place. So I'm gonna stick the first one in that hole. You want it right behind here. Get the other one in. Just push it back. You can just give a little tap in. Alright, you can see the finished product. That's how it should look. I hope this helps some of you guys out. If you can, give the video a like. Have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. And hit that subscribe button. Helps my channel out. And we're doing pretty good growing this channel. I appreciate every single one of you. And for anyone that cares, I'm going to do another video soon for the rear brakes. And I have some coilovers coming for this car. So I'll do a how-to video on how to install Godspeed coilovers on mk5 Jetta. I'll see you guys in the next video. So you're gonna want to come over to your brake fluid reservoir. Since we pushed the pistons back in on the caliper, you're gonna want to check your brake fluid. You may have to remove some fluid out of there, but just give it a check. If you have to remove some, you can just take a hose, stick it in, put your thumb on the top, lift it up, dump it into a bottle. Just keep doing that until you get to your max fill line right there, and then that should take care of it.